so in the last lecture we have added the fields so that we can input the student related information. Now, before moving further, that means before writing a code to click on the submit, we will add the functionality related to routing. Now, let me explain what is routing. Routing means that whenever user will click on a particular link, then that component should be visible to the user. Okay, so here right now what is happening that the student input form as well as the student listing both are displayed on the same page. This is what we are going to separate it out. That means that whenever user will click on the add student, at that time this should be display, this form should be displayed, and whenever the user will click on the view student, then the table should be displayed. This is what we are going to do. Okay, now the first question would be that how we can add the routing. Okay, so routing to the React.js application. So to add the routing, what we can do, we can execute a command. Let me stop the execution of the application. Let me clear the screen. Execute command, that is npm I react dash router dash dom. Okay, this will install the routing capability in my React.js application. Let's wait for a while. It will install the required functionality. Okay, so now routing capability is added to my React application. Let me check from the package.json whether it is there or not. Okay, so yeah, here it is, that React router DOM has been added. Okay, so now let's try to add this functionality. So the first thing is that I need to go to the app.js. Okay, and there I will put the component which I want to route. Okay, so here right now I want to route only two components, that is student and view student. Okay, so what I will be doing, that I will write both of the component inside the tag called browser router. Okay, this browser router is nothing but it initiate the routing, okay, based on the user click. Okay, so I'm just arranging the code, and here what has happened, must have one parent element. Okay, where the div is the parent one. Okay, this is the container browser router, but the parent component is there. Let me remove this and let me check what has happened. Yeah, container, I had written it outside container, that's why there was an issue. So let me write it once again, that is a browser router. Okay, and I have to put it before container. Now there won't be any issue. Okay, now inside the browser routers I have to add one more tag called routes. Okay, and inside the routes all this tag would come. Okay, and inside the routes I would have a specific tag called route. Okay, where I'm going to specify path is equal to whenever user will click on this add student path, or the path that is click is the add student, then the component that would be called, okay, element that would be called is which one, that would be student. Okay, this is how we have to write the path. Okay, similarly for the view student also I'll be writing like this, that is route path is equal to, let's say, view student. Okay, then elements is equal to, in curly braces, the element name is view student. Okay, perfect. Now I'll be removing this. I don't require this view student over here. Okay, so let me clean the code, and here it is showing me the error, so I forgot to put the slash. Okay, now there won't be any other error. Okay, so I have a route, that is path is equal to add student element student. Okay, then I have one more, that is a view student, and I forgot to specify that closing angle bracket. Okay, view student element is equal to view student. Okay, what the error is, let me check. Expected, no, now there is no error. Okay, so now everything works perfectly. Okay, the browser router has been added over here. Along with that, I have to import the routes as well as route both. Okay, then and then this will work, otherwise not. Okay, so let me start the application, that is npm start, and I'm hitting enter. It will start the application. It will start the application. Okay, so the application is started. So now you can see that the components are not shown on the front page, right? Even though if I will click on the add student or view student, it is not going to work, because still I haven't added anything to the new bar, because these two components are attached into the new bar. So I have to go to the new bar and have to add the code related to that, so that the whenever user will click on the add student, then the form should be displayed, and whenever user will click on the view student, then the table should be displayed. Okay, so let's go back to the VS Code, and in the VS Code I'm moving to the code of navigation bar, and in navigation bar, wherever there is a this link. Okay, here this link I'm going to change. So guys, if you can recall, in the app.js what we have mentioned, whenever there will be a link something like this, that is add student. So this is what I have to specify in the name bar. Okay, because this link is going to be initiated from here itself. Okay, so here I'm specifying add students, sorry, student. Okay, let me check here, and this one is the view student. It should be view student. Okay, let me change this, view students. Okay, and now let me go back to the application, and if I will see that over the mouse, you can see the in the taskbar that link is getting displayed, localhost colon 3000 add student. Here also view student, it is a localhost colon 3000 view student. Okay, so let me click on that, and if even though if I'm clicking it over here, nothing is happening. Okay, the component is not visible. The reason is that here I must have to use the link a link component. Okay, then and then it would work, otherwise not. So I'm changing it to the link. Okay, and instead of href, now it is going to become 2, as I'm going to use the link. Okay, so I have changed it, right, and here it is showing me the error that link is not defined. So obviously I have to add the link, import the link. So import link from, it would be from the react router. Okay, so react router dom. Okay, right, it's done. Okay, it shows the error as either I can put the curly brace over here, or I should specify that link after the slash over here. Okay, so I can solve that error in two different ways. Okay, so it is not showing anything over here. Let me check what has happened. Let me right click over here and let me inspect, and let me check, is there any error in the console? Yes, the error is there, and the error says what the error says, that use reference may be used only with the context of router component. Okay, we have done that. No routes match location. Okay, let me check that where I have mistaken. Okay, let me add the slash over here. Okay, and let me refresh the page. Okay, found the mistake. That guy says that the links are there in the navigation bar.js. So I must have to write this browser router and closing the navigation bar. Then and then this is going to work. Otherwise, it won't work. Okay, so let me recorrect everything, that the browser router is there. Okay, and let me take this outside the container so that it will work. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so now you can see that the application is working. Let me refresh this, and there should not be any error now. Okay, so let me close this, and oh, I'm getting very bad view of this. Okay, so let me change it. Let me change into navigation bar. That here I'm typing that class name. I'm providing the class property, that is name dash link. Okay, now we should work properly. Yeah, it's working properly. Okay, so I'm adding the same thing with the another one also. Okay, both should look good now. Okay, now let me click on add student. It should display the form, but it is not showing. View student should display the list. It is not showing. So let me check that where I have made a mistake. So let me check the URL first. So URL are perfect. Let me go back to the app.js. Okay, and here in the app.js I have view student. Okay, let me check the file name. It's a view students. Okay, so that was the mistake, view students. It's okay, it should work, right? Because as I have imported it as a view student, it should work. Let me put the arrow over here and let me check. Okay, so this should be element, not elements. Yeah, so it's visible now. Okay, so if I will click on the view student, it will display the list of students, and if I will click on the add student, then it should display the field. Okay, and when I will click on the student management system, it is not moving to the home page. Okay, so that is what I should do. So what I will do, I'll move back over here, and here inside the navigation bar, here is the code for that. So navbar brand, right here I'll be writing href, that is slash. Okay, right, and now let me see. Yeah, it is showing me the home page, right? So here you can see it is leading me to the home page. Okay, that's it. That's all about the routing. Thank you.